Eagles make the big plays, pull away from Redskins on Monday Night Football. Philadelphia, after getting shown up by second-year quarterback Carson Wentz in their season-opening defeat, the Washington Redskins knew precisely what they needed to correct in Monday's nationally televised rematch. For the first 26 minutes, they did it, bottling up the elusive Wentz and rendering his favorite target, tight end Zach Ertz, a non-factor, while bolting to an early lead. But in an all-too-familiar narrative, the Redskins' defense wilted in the waning minutes of the first half, handing the momentum and the lead to their opponent, and Wentz took the gift and ran with it, leading the Eagles to a 34-24 win over Washington before a raucous crowd of Eagles partisans at Lincoln Financial Field. With the defeat, the Redskins, 3-3-0 to NFC East, continued their one-step forward, one-step back slog through the season while falling further behind in the division title chase. Swept by the Eagles, 6-1-3-0, for the first time since 2013, they would lose any tiebreaker to the division leader. Cousins, who was 30 of 40 for 303 yards with 3 touchdowns and 1 interception, was sacked 4 times and fell to 0-6 in his Monday Night Football starts. Though his stats against the Eagles were impressive, the most telling number was the most damaging. The Redskins were just 4 of 12 on third down. In-game analysis from Redskins-Eagles MNF. As a measuring stick of how far the Redskins have come since their Week 1 loss to the Eagles, it was not encouraging. After stifling the Eagles' offense in the early going, the Redskins' defense, which was playing without its 2 most valuable playmakers in cornerback Josh Norman, broken rib, and defensive tackle Jonathan Allen, foot surgery, allowed 372 total yards. Wentz was 17 of 25 for 268 yards, 4 touchdowns and 1 interception, while adding a game-high 64 rushing yards on 8 carries. And though Washington's offense scored on their opening drive and staked a 10-3 lead at one point, the unit struggled most on the downs that counted. More troubling, the offensive line that has been such a strength since Week 2 suffered body blows. Left tackle Trent Williams insisted on playing despite a kneecap that needs surgical repairs. Yet there he was, midway through the game, helping 335-pound Morgan Moses hobble on an injured ankle to the sideline, with lineate Spencer Long providing support, too. Pro Bowl right guard Brandon Scherff was helped off soon after with an injured knee. Cowboys Elliott will be eligible to play versus Redskins. The bright spots were few. Quinton Dunbar, subbing a second week for Norman, registered an early interception when things were trending the Redskins' way. And tight end Jordan Reed scored his first touchdown of the season, a 5-yarder that narrowed the Eagles' lead, 24-17. By then, however, Wentz was in full command. Seemingly smothering by a swarm of Redskins defenders on the subsequent drive, the 6'5", 237-pound Wentz popped up like a magician instead and scrambled for a 17-yard gain. He capped the drive with a 10-yard strike to wide receiver Nelson Aguilar to make it 31-17. And it spiraled out of control from there. Cousin followed with his interception, coming on a play when he was pressured and his arm was hit, sending a pass directly into the hands of safety Corey Graham. The Eagles parlayed that into a 42-yard field goal that extended their lead, 34-17. As in the Week 1 loss, the Redskins' ground game made no appreciable dent against the NFL's top-ranked run defense. Starter Rob Kelly returned to action after missing the last 2 games with a rib and ankle injury but was held to 16 yards. The passing game didn't fare particularly well, with Reed leading all receivers with 8 catches for 64 yards and 2 touchdowns. Terrell Pryor spent all but 1 play of the first half on the sideline, and the reason wasn't clear. Equally puzzling was the flurry of flags that marred the proceedings. The Eagles were called for penalties on their first 4 plays. Dunbar's interception followed, sucking the life out of the crowd. The first quarter ended with the Redskins holding a 3-0 lead, having outgained the Eagles, 102-29. That was the stretch in which the defense did a terrific job on Wentz, sacking him 3 times in the early going and converging on Eagle receivers to limit yards after the catch. The Eagles knotted it with a 50-yard field goal early in the second quarter. Cousins threw the game's first touchdown with 9:14 remaining in the second quarter to an uncovered Chris Thompson, who strolled 7 yards for the score that put the Redskins up, 10-3. So few things had gone right to that point for the Eagles. But after being sacked a 3rd time, Wentz dropped back to heave a 64-yard strike to rookie wide receiver Mac Hollins, Wooten high, that tied it at 10 with 3:19 remaining in the second quarter. With the Redskins going 3 and out, the drive fizzling on a 3rd and 1 incompletion to Jamison Crowder, Wentz worked quickly to give his Eagles the lead heading into the break. He was terrific, needing just 90 seconds to drive his team 80 yards in 6 plays for his second touchdown, a 4-yard strike to Ertz, who simply stepped around Redskins safety DJ Swearinger and into the end zone. Given 22 seconds to reply, Cousins took a knee instead. The first half expired, and the Redskins never got the momentum back. Read more on the Redskins, DC Sports blog, best and worst moments from Redskins-Eagles. Cousins readies for Eagles game with a heavy heart. Cowboys Elliott will be eligible to play versus Redskins. Pryor has the right stuff. Now he needs to make plays. Tony Kornheiser, Gary Williams are your bartender.